Welcome, everyone. We'll call this County Commissioner meeting to order. If we all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Invocation.
Oh, invocation. Okay, that's right. We changed it. We all bow our heads. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this time together. We want to thank you that we have this opportunity to come together and govern in this way. And we just ask that you be with us this evening, guide us, guide our thoughts, and we ask for wisdom in our decision-making this evening. In Jesus' name, amen. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Madam Clerk, would you do the roll call, please?
Commissioner Barnes.
Here.
Commissioner Mulder. Here. Commissioner Augustine.
Here.
Commissioner Haskell.
Here.
Commissioner Pearl Wright. Here. Commissioner Youngquist. Commissioner Moudry.
Here.
Commissioner Brayler.
Here.
Commissioner Drosha.
Here.
Commissioner Toomey.
Here.
Commissioner Hanson. Here. Commissioner Lotzenheiser. Here. Commissioner Holmes. Here. Commissioner Rogers. Chairman Mott.
Here. Next up is agenda additions and changes.
We had two changes under Ways and Means to remove the resolution to approve the 23-24 budget amendments and resolution to accept the 23 budget, or the September audit.
Move the agenda as amended.
Support.
It's been moved and amended. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. And next, we have up communications. I didn't write those down, but they're,
I'll move the minutes.
oh,
including
sorry.
Including the closed session minutes.
Okay. Minutes have been moved and accepted. Any of, or all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, now, next, we're up to communications. We have one from Washtenaw regarding repeal of the local ordinance. And I think, I don't have my toy up. And the other one, I think all three are from Washtenaw, and the other one is for the water affordable legislation. And then the third one is also from Washtenaw, and it is the Protect My Kids package bill. I believe that was it. Okay. All right. Next up, we have retirement recognition, and we have Mary Nolf. If you want to step up to the podium. Oh, we have to approve it. I'm getting out of order this evening. We have a motion to accept retirement.
I'll move. Support.
Been moved and supported. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. And I forgot my glasses.
Is this your first resolution? Just stand here. About you for a minute. Attention.
Mary?
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, Eaton County Board of Commissioners, resolution of appreciation for Mary Nolf. Register of Deeds, March 20, 2024. Whereas Mary Nolf will be retiring from the Eaton County on March 29th, 2024. And whereas Mary worked in the Register of Deeds as a Deputy Register of Deeds from November 10, 2014, and is retiring with more than 9 years of service. And whereas Mary has provided dedicated and honorable service to the residents and employees of Eaton County, and whereas the Eaton County Board of Commissioners seeks to recognize and express the appreciation for Mary's years of public service. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Commissioners expresses its sincere gratitude for the years of exceptional service Mary provided to Eaton County. And be it further resolved that this resolution of appreciation and support be duly recorded and attached to the permanent records of the county on this 20th day of the month of March in the year 2024. Congratulations and thank you.
I just want to take a minute to thank Mary for all of her hard work over the past 10 years. She's been with me in the Register of Deeds office and in the county clerk's office. She came to me 10 years ago, highly recommended from the probate court, and I've always been grateful for that referral. She is such a dedicated and hardworking employee. She's always been great with the customers, treating them kindly and efficiently. And she was just always good with them, even when they didn't make it easy for her. She did great. Before leaving, Mary worked hard to create a much-needed office procedure manual for the Register of Deeds office. It's very valuable to us, and it's a wonderful gift that she's given us. So on behalf of Eaton County and myself and my staff and her boss, Lisa, I want to thank Mary for all that you've done. We're really going to miss you, but we're so happy for your freedom. Love you. Thanks, Mary. Thank you.
All right. Next up, we have limited public comment, and this will be the first of two opportunities to speak. And I just want to remind everyone that there is a 3-minute limit. Anyone that would like to approach the podium and speak to the board, please do.
This is the first time I'm speaking to this. I came to the zoning ordinance meeting yesterday, but I didn't learn about this topic until, I hope my time hasn't started, maybe it has, until March 7th. The meeting that occurred, that this first topic was addressed, was in November of '23. So here I go, real quick. Hello, I'm here tonight to advise against amending the Eaton County zoning ordinance to allow duplexes to become a use of right on limited district, low-density residential districts and townships covered by the Eaton County zoning ordinance. I should highlight townships that have their own ordinances have duplexes right now that are special use. They have to get a conditional use permit, as is the Eaton County zoning ordinance now. The reasons I believe this, that you should vote against this, is duplexes are not aesthetically appealing and could lower adjacent property values. These duplexes are, as presented, are to be built for senior citizens. That's how it was presented. That's a noble cause. However, as we know, if we approve this, doesn't mean that senior citizens are going to be, if I go build a duplex, doesn't mean I'm going to build one for senior citizen. So you can end up with someone there besides senior citizens. Duplexes are not supported by the 2024 and 2044 master plan or the current Eaton County zoning ordinances intent and purpose for low-density residentials. They only allow one single parent, single housing, family housing. Limited district density residential districts can have 3 units per acre. So someone could ultimately build 3 duplexes. So if you're an adjacent landowner, you all of a sudden have 6 new neighbors, possibly 12 new cars, more, right? And they show up, boom, there they are. Use of right. Not much you can do at that point. Maybe that's why it's a conditional use now, special land use, so that adjacent landowners can get some information, come in and talk to you about it and whoever, and have some recourse. If it goes use of right, that's been taken away. Duplexes are not owned by, usually, the people that live in them. So all of a sudden you have someone that doesn't have a nickel in it. They're just there, probably, it could be transient. Now, the senior citizen is a noble use of duplexes. I was here for that. I watched that on the YouTube when she came and spoke, the resident, and proposed that. Very noble. But that doesn't mean that's what's going to be built by somebody else. Article 16 addresses manufactured housing in Eaton County, and you can have 5 manufactured homes within 1,320 feet in Eaton County. After that, you can't bring in a manufactured home. That's in bold writing, by the way. So that doesn't address, I'm trying to make a connection between manufactured homes, which what's wrong with those? And someone could bring in duplexes and put in umpteen of them within 1,320 feet. It's not addressed.
30 seconds.
30 seconds, thank you, sir. And this amendment started as a noble idea, The surrounding property owners, like I said, will not have recourse. And by taking this from conditional use, the duplexes, moving it into a use of right, you remove that recourse. All you that are here that have townships, that have your own ordinances, your ordinances are as Eaton counties are now, special land use for a duplex. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? All right, seeing none, we will move on to committee reports and resolutions. First up, we have Health and Human Services Committee with Commissioner Lawson-Heiser.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yeah, we had a educational meeting with Sarah Lurie from Community Mental Health. She gave us her semi-annual report. Very educational, again, keeping us up to date on all the topics that her department and her division is working with. And then also, we continue to discuss and stay up to date on the substance use and misuse settlements as far as how to utilize the funds. Other than that, we had no action items, and that concludes my report.
Thank you, Commissioner Lawson-Heiser. Next up, we have Public Safety Committee with Commissioner Barnes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I do have 2 action items. I'm going to get right to them. I'm losing my voice a little bit, so I'm going to try to get through these quick. First one we have here is resolution to approve enrollment in the Michigan Learning Collaborative to support medications for opioid use disorder, or known as MALD, in county jails and enter into a memorandum of agreement. Basically, the resolution here says that Michigan Department of Health and Human Services has allocated funding for the Learning Collaborative to support MALD in Michigan County Jails program from opioid settlement dollars to offer technical assistance to address significant risk in incarcerated populations during the following incarceration by increasing access to medications for opioid use, known as MALD. Basically, it's for the jail program. MALD standing for Medication for Opioid Use Disorder, and it's requested for $25,000 to support the program. This is, again, a memorandum of understanding to support the program. There is no match, and I would like to move it.
Support. Moved by Commissioner Barnes, supported by Commissioner Haskell. Any comments or questions? Commissioner Haskell.
I just want to reiterate what Chairman Barnes said for the MOU here. There is no match for this. It is a program that Eaton County has actually been recognized nationally for starting many years ago, and is, at least in my mind, a no-brainer to support this.
Thank you.
I don't know if I have to offer an amendment, but it says that it's introduced by Public Works here. It's public safety, I thought, right?
We will correct that.
I offer my amendment to do so.
Thank you. That's right.
Commissioner Augustine.
Yeah, I think Brandon probably just answered my question, but are the funds, do they have to be used for any specific program, or can the sheriff utilize these funds to pay for the program, the award-winning program that we already have?
My understanding is, yeah, it has its discretion, and we already have an area where they're going to probably concentrate, which I'll get to the next resolution.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Sorry,
No, you're good.
it was a segue for you, Tim.
Yeah.
I think it had to be an expansion of
Yeah.
services. Okay. Sir.
So we have an amendment, or when the resolution, is there a second?
I'll support the amendment.
Okay. It's been supported. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries.
All right, thank you.
Oh, no,
That was just the
that was the amendment. We have to do the
That was the
resolution.
amendment,
See
got
what
it.
you started, Trevor?
All right, all those in favor, it's been moved. So all those in favor of the resolution?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chair. One more here, and that is going to be the resolution to approve the 2023 Homeland Security Grant Program Region 1 Subrecipient Agreement. Whereas Eaton County is a member of Michigan State Police Region 1, for purposes of participation in the Homeland Security Grant Fund distribution. Ingham County has agreed to act as a fiduciary agent for the Region 1 Board for administration of this grant program. Basically, they're going to be trying to use Sublocade, which is a medication used to treat opioid dependence, very expensive medication, but that's what they're trying to use this money for, and I would so move it.
Moved by Commissioner Barnes, supported by Commissioner Haskell. Any comments, questions? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries.
And that concludes my report, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Commissioner Barnes. Next, we have up Information Technology and Communications Committee with Commissioner DeRosa.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yes, Information Technology and Communications Committee met on Wednesday, March 6th. We had no action items, but we did have reports from Director Logan Bailey, and he updated us on promoting positions on social media. So if you take a look at the county's Facebook page, you'll see positions openings there. He also gave us an update on how we are performing on social media. And the last part of his report is that our new logo, which I don't see anywhere right now, is up and running. So we had it on our TV screen earlier. Technology Services Director Alec Daly also presented the department's monthly report. And we are doing well as far as technology goes. And that concludes my report. We will meet again on Wednesday, April 3rd.
Thank you, Commissioner DeRosa. And finally, we have, next up, Public Works and Planning with Commissioner Rogers.
Thank you. Matt, the head of the Road Commission, was present and presented us with the Road Commission annual report for 22-23 and discussed the 23 millage report. Also, we had 3 action items. Resolution to approve DCA 3-24-1, a text amendment to the ordinance amending the language to reflect the department's reorganization from the community development to construction code and planning and zoning, and I move this resolution.
Support. Moved by Commissioner Rogers, supported by Commissioner DeRosa. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries.
The second resolution is DCA 3-24-1, a text amendment to the ordinance amending the language of section 5, 7, 12, and 14, and I move this resolution.
Support.
Moved by Commissioner Rogers, supported by Commissioner Augustine. All those any questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries.
And our third and final resolution was to approve amending the Eaton County PACE program to accommodate a recent Public Act updates and amendments regulating the program, and I move this resolution.
Support.
Moved by Commissioner Rogers, supported by Commissioner DeRosa. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, that completes my report.
Thank you, Commissioner Rogers. Next up, we have Ways and Means Committee with Commissioner Mulder.
Going for the record here. The Ways and Means Committee met. We had broad discussions about many topics involving personnel and involving maintenance and upkeep and involving all the issues that we deal with, but we didn't have many action items other than the claims and purchases, which I would move.
Support. Moved by Commissioner Mulder, supported by Commissioner Augustine. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries.
That concludes my report.
Ooh, that's a record for you.
I'm not sure what he means by that.
All right, now we are on to our second limited public comment. If anybody would like to address the board, please do. And limit.
Well, I want to raise on
I'm Jackie Blunt, and I'm a citizen of Eaton County. And I just wanted to thank you for the public safety for having the tornado drill. But that also brought me to the attention of, that I would like the commission, since I don't have a pork board anymore to go to, really consider putting a tornado shelter out at your Lincoln Brick facility. We have a number of kids come from many places. This week, they're from Portland schools, sometimes they're from Langsburg, sometimes they're locally from here, but if a tornado goes off, that's a pole barn, and there's no place for them to be safe. We also have summer camps out there every week, and we have a number of, at least once a month, if not multiple weekends, family groups, graduation parties, et cetera, out there. And if it's a night group, and the weather that we're having is much more volatile nowadays. When it comes up fast. You think you're in a building, you might not be paying attention to what it's doing out there. If it hits there, those people are gone. So I really hope that you consider that. I also hope that you consider not paying to demolish the resident building that was adjacent to the Lincoln Brick property. I hope that you consider selling that in an auction type. It was moved in there in the 1950s, so it could be moved off. So have somebody bid on it to buy it off of there, and then use that property for whatever deems necessary. Parking lot would be great, maybe some restrooms. And then the third item I also wanted to mention, I was at the meeting prior to this. I really hope that the county departments are buying local. I know with COVID, all of us went to a lot of online type things. If we're talking about raising our taxes, I really hope that we're having the county government buy as much in county as possible. I know that when I was with one of the departments in the past, we did a lot, we were told that we had to buy a certain percentage, if it was at a certain percentage that we needed to stay local. I don't know how much that's been instilled in new years. So I really recommend that we stop buying as much online, out of county as possible. Because you're asking us to increase our money, so let's put it back in there. Thank you.
Thanks, Jackie.
Thank you.
Master plan, rural residential, preferred land uses, single-family residential development on relatively small lots, cluster developments are preferred to minimize the fragmentation of farmlands. In 23 of January, I had an appeal. I appealed about 11 administrative decisions regarding the ordinance. One of the things I argued was there were two lots, two parcels that they combined. They were non-conforming. I got the finding of facts, and they combined those non-conforming, which you just voted on to approve to bring into the ordinance. So before that, it wasn't part of the ordinance. When you do an appeal here, I believe it's like a checks and balance, and which I did. And they made decisions because I understand it was a department policy. And that's why we have an ordinance. You just passed an amendment. When I hear amendment, I think of the Constitution of the United States. Those don't usually go by so easy in our country. That was pretty quick. Most of you don't even have to follow that ordinance in your districts. Put something up. I don't think you want a duplex going up next to you. But you just ate it.
Several next to me, I don't mind.
I've got I did an appeal, and they quote something that's not even in the ordinance of why they combine these parcels. It's supposed to be checks and balances. And that's why I'm here tonight. That's why I keep showing up. Thank you.
Anyone else? All right. Seeing none, we will move on to administrator's report.
So I just wanted to highlight some work that we've been doing, which I mentioned at the last town hall meeting. My office has been working quite a bit on trying to secure some federal and state funding for the Bank Intercounty Drain Project. They have diligently been working. They're working early in the morning, late at night, on the weekends, doing a great job. I want to thank Chair Mott, Commissioners Moudry, Haskell, and Youngquist for doing actual letters for their districts. Also, all of the legislators that stepped up and assisted, and community leaders who did as well. We're hoping that if we receive any funding, that we can take money off the top of the project, that then will lessen the burden to all down the line. So it's not, we're not benefiting from it as a county. The local municipalities are not benefiting, but it's going directly to the residents down the line. Spicer is gearing up. I'll just let you know this because I had the question after the town hall. They are gearing up, they're the ones working on the project, to actually start to coordinate with Delta Township and our communications director to give good information to the citizens so that everyone knows what's going on. Because we all know you get something in the mail and you don't necessarily pay attention to it. And all of that has happened, and now people are going to end up with an assessment that is shocking. Right? So we're going to be working on that. Drain Commissioner has been very open and wanting to get this communicated. Second, the town halls that we have had in the county, we started with the local units of government, and then we had employee town halls. First time we've done anything like this, including the one that we had before this meeting and the one we'll have in April. We're getting great feedback from employees, I'll mention that. They were shocked that we were doing anything like that. I told them, and I said this at the last town hall, give us the tough questions. Tell us what you think we've been doing wrong, what we're doing right, what we can do better. And they said it. They gave us tough questions. That's what you need to hear. So very thrilled about that and thrilled about going forward. And I do thank all of you on the board and Chair Mott for the work that you're doing and the dedication that you have right now. So we're going to make you work harder. Staff will. So upcoming with the budget, but I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay, moving on, we've got commissioner's comment. Yes, Commissioner Augustine.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm sure Barbara was probably taking notes while Jackie was speaking, but I would just respectfully ask Chairwoman Rogers to add onto the Public Works and Planning agenda the discussion about the house at Lincoln Brick. I think that's a discussion. We've talked a little bit about it in our Parks Work Group, but I think it should be a discussion at the committee too to see if that is a possibility. And while we're at it, we may as well talk about tornado shelters too. I think that's a good discussion to at least have. So thank you, Jackie, for bringing that to our attention.
It's a good idea. Any other discussion, comments? Commissioner Moudry.
I just want to follow up on the Spicer Engineering. I had a representative from Spicer come to my house and interview me and wanted to know everything about my property and the drainage, because I am at the southern end of the bank's drain. And he was a great guy, took notes, whatever, and seems to me that they are going to contact every property owner in the bank's drain area. So this is a very good thing. Thank you.
Anybody else?
I forgot something.
Commissioner Augustine.
Well, I just wanted to remind everybody that if your communities want to apply for the Parks Grant, that Parks Grant is currently out there. So this is the opportunity for your communities to receive funds from our countywide Parks Millage to help improve your local parks. So just encouraging everybody to apply. That is all.
Commissioner Youngquist.
So I'm not going to take the credit away from Brian, but I don't know if you were also watching the meeting before this one from YouTube. It was a really great presentation just to kind of have that accessible for people online. I was wondering while I was watching it, there seems to be a lot of topics that I don't think we've ever really had a public discussion about. definitions of very kind of deep topics that, I mean, a lot of us are still learning about kind of as we serve our terms. So I thought that, there was a couple of explanations that went on from like Commissioner Augustine and Commissioner Mulder. I'm wondering if from that, there could be some educational material, because I felt like there was some really great unpacking that was going on that, it just seems like these are topics that are going to have to be re-explained, probably going to have to say the same things at the April meeting. And just for the sake of making that accessible for people who might not be able to come to these meetings, there were some really great explanations that went on, and it would be a shame to not have those kind of captured in a way where people can easily kind of be like, hey, like, here's a great kind of recap of the problem, solutions, what we're doing. It would just be a shame to not leverage that. I don't have any way that we could recommend to do that, but yeah, it was just great to see that on YouTube and the explanations that went on.
Yep, thank you. Commissioner,
Communication Director.
yeah, Commissioner Drosha.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. I would agree with TJ that we sit and talk about stuff in here all the time in the different committees. We know what's going on, like when Joe was talking about MERS, and I said afterwards, we should probably explain what MERS is. It's nothing that we have any control over, and it's state mandated, so, it would be good to explain stuff like that, not just to the commissioners that don't attend those meetings, but also to the public when we bring something up, that they understand what we're talking about. We preface that. Also, I thought that we should probably explain to the people when they come to these town hall meetings what things we've received grants for. The youth facility's going up, and then somebody on the outside may look at that and say, boy, you spent a lot of money on that, but that was a grant that was given to us that we did not anticipate. So while there's minimal funding coming from us to run it, we're not paying to build it. So I agree that we should probably have some explanation when we have this kind of meeting and say, this is what's going on, these are what these things are, and if somebody has a question in the audience, please stand up and ask. So we want to be clear on these things. Like Commissioner Haskell said, we're not trying to hide anything from anybody, but at times we get so used to talking about it, we kind of forget what we know that other people don't know. Thank you.
Good comments. Commissioner Augustine.
Yeah, I would just add that I think that's absolutely correct, and I do believe that our communications director is working on FAQs to take what we talked about and put that.
Correct.
I got the thumbs up back there, so that's good communication, Logan.
No, those are all good points, but as elected officials, commissioners, I think we could probably take the hour and a half and talk amongst ourselves pretty easy, so I gotta avoid that. But yeah.
Because otherwise it would be a 15-minute conversation.
I also, if anyone else got it, yes, Commissioner Rogers.
Talking about parks, I would just like to thank you for the Parks Program, because Hamlin Township has applied and received some parks money. And if you're traveling M50 south of Eaton Rapids, out about a mile out of town, on your left, you're going to see the parks. It's right adjacent to the Hamlin Township buildings. And there's a pavilion, and it's open to the public. You can have a picnic out there. There are trails, and there's a lot of sports that are played out there. And so the parks money isn't just helping the county parks, it's helping the township ones as well. Thank you.
Good. Any other comments? I just want to remind everyone that, and I mentioned it last month, but Scott Brooks is going to, and his team, is going to have a active violence training for elected officials, and that's coming up in April 17th. So if you haven't registered for that, I'd highly recommend you do. He sent out an email, or Connie did, you did previously, a month ago or so, so that's probably still in your inbox somewhere, but I would highly recommend that, and that's from 8 to 2 p.m. And also I want to give a shout out, these town halls are a lot of work for staff, and they're short, no pun intended, they're short-staffed. So I want to thank them for putting these together and doing the legwork, because as commissioners, we show up and we talk. So and they kind of do all the background work and get them ready, and they've they're pretty successful, and I thank you and your staff. So with that, is there any unfinished business?
No, sir.
Any old
No,
business?
sir.
Any new business?
No, sir.
All right, with that, we're going to adjourn till Wednesday, April 17th at 7 PM. Thank you.